Hey, it's Stacia, and today I have a little bit of a chess puzzle for you. So, this one is black to move and win, and you're going to need to calculate a little bit, but let's see if you can come up with the answer. So, if you like, pause your video now. Okay, and so if we look at this position, I mean, we've got this amazing pawn on a4 that wants to become a queen. And also, white is threatening to take our pawn with check, in which case they will make an amazing pawn on e5. So what to do? Well, if you said a3, that is correct, but that's not the key move. So after a3, there's check. And now we have two moves we can do here. We can either go king to g5 or we can go king to f7. And what if I told you that one of these moves is a draw and one of these moves is winning? Well, guess what? That is the case. So if you don't know which one, definitely pause your video. And okay, and here's where I went wrong in this puzzle because I thought I could go king g5, no problem. And my main idea was that if they go here to get behind the pawn, which I expected they would, I would simply push the pawn. And I don't really know what they would do. I was calculating silly things like, oh, the king should run and try to block my idea. But then rook h1, and now we're about to queen. So if they take, we have this beautiful skewer. Excuse me, sir. And that's going to win the game. So that's what we want to happen. Okay, but white doesn't have to always cooperate with us, right? So after rook to a6 and a2, white could play this move, h4 check. Okay, they're giving a pawn, but who cares about pawns? We're talking about queens here. And the idea is to get my king farther away from the e pawn, which is going to go on its own journey here. So basically, it's white's turn. They could play e6 now. And if I try my trick with rook h1, they could just push e7 now, right? I'll check with the engine, but I'm pretty sure. Because after e7, yeah, that is true. Okay, I can make a queen if I want to, but they're going to take that queen. I take back, and now white makes the queen. This is a losing game for us. This is no good. So can't do that, right? So we both have to do better. Okay, so now if I look at the computer line, it'll show it's white's a draw. After king g5, computer says rook a6. This is what I would think too. a2, and now h4 check. Okay, I did give this. There's also king f4. Let's try king f4 just for fun. And now it gives e6. All right. Now we don't have to play this idea because we just saw that that is a losing move. But what we could do instead is maybe play something like rook c1. Computer also gives rook b1. But the idea is to stop the pawn, I believe. So like then white goes here. We're just going to come down. And yeah, that's why it's a draw. They win our pawn. And we're going to win their pawn too. Even if we go here, I don't really see how they stop that plan to win their pawn. But it does turn out that white is the one up a pawn in this position, even after we win e7. And that's going to mean that white is the one with winning chances. So if you did say king to g5 like I did, then you were incorrect. So now let's look at the difference. Because if we go back and we go to a3, this is our first move, and check. Now if we go king f7, now the e pawn has somebody defending it this time, right? So let's say white goes here, because I think they kind of have to. All right, we push, we're ready to go rook h1 with the skewer. That looks really good. And they can even play e6 check. And when you're calculating, a move like this can look kind of terrifying. But hey, no worries. King e7. I think this move just wins because they can't check us. We'll just take that pawn. That's totally fine. And otherwise, we're blockading it. They're not going to make any progress here, and we're threatening to go here. So I don't know what white should do. Computer says king f2 or f4 both look too slow. I mean, this idea is nice to stop rook h1, but it's one move too slow, right? That's not going to work. So king f2 is no good, and f4 is also no good because I think the idea of that is to protect the pawn, but oops, it would be, yeah, I guess here. And in this position too, it's just like, well, I would just go here. And they could push this, okay? They can achieve f5 and win connect 4. But they're still going to lose that game because I will make a queen. Now the rook must be sacrificed. And I do trust a rook against this measly little pawn over here. I think we'll be okay. In fact, I would probably cut the king off because I'm mean. Yeah, I probably would. So, so if they go, like, for example, king f3, I probably would go here. And just be like, haha. And, yeah, it gives g5. But now I'm definitely not worried about that king ever being in control at all. And at the right moment, we can swing down and win a pawn. So, and the game, by the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this puzzle. I thought it was a little bit tricky, and it was a good way to get my calculation juices in action. So, all right, see you next time.